All right, so our numbers are stabilizing. We are going to go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone to our California Deep Ocean DDT Research Request for Proposals Informational Webinar and Mixer. This is a webinar co-hosted by the California Water Boards, California Sea Grant, and USC Sea Grant. And we're really excited to have you join us today to give you an overview of this RFP. My name is Leon Guo. I am the research coordinator for California Sea Grant, and I'm pleased to introduce my colleague here, Dr. Amalia Almada, who is a science research and policy specialist at USC Sea Grant. We also have with us Michelle Robbins, who is an environmental scientist at the State Water Resources Control Board, and Emily Duncan, who is a senior environmental scientist at the LA Regional Water Quality Control Board. We're also joined today by several of our colleagues from USC and California Sea Grant who are helping support in the background for this webinar today. So Karina Alvarez, who's a science research and policy specialist at USC Sea Grant, Tanya Torres, who's a marine debris research associate at California Sea Grant, and then Amelia Josti will be joining us later, and she is a USC Sea Grant intern. So we'll go ahead and get started. We'll give you some quick guidelines and overview of this webinar. So all participants are automatically muted during the presentation, and we encourage you, if you have any questions at any time, to use the Q&A feature you can find toward the bottom of your webinar screen, and that's shown just in a little screenshot in this slide as well. We are recording this presentation, and the recording will be made available on our Request for Proposals website, which is hosted both on the USC Sea Grant and California Sea Grant websites. The information in this presentation is accurate as of today's presentation. However, we will note that the details and the timeline are subject to change. And so we encourage you always to refer to the RFP webpage, as that will contain the most up-to-date information and note any significant changes to the RFP itself. So please do not PDF and download the RFP and rely on that. Really rely on the webpage on our websites. Okay, so our objectives today are to describe in detail the request for proposals, go over important application components, do a question and answer session, host an informal collaborative mixer in a separate Zoom link, which we'll provide at the end. And we'll now give some background on the organizations that are putting funding toward or administrating this RFP. So first, the California State Water Resources Control Board, whose mission is to preserve, enhance, and restore the quality of California's water resources and drinking water for the protection of the environment, public health, and all beneficial uses, and to ensure proper water resource allocation and efficient use for the benefit of present and future generations. Next, California Sea Grant. Our mission is to provide the information, tools, training, and relationships needed to help California conserve and sustainably prosper from our coastal and marine environments. And the other organization that is helping to administer this grant is University of Southern California Sea Grant, whose mission is to contribute to solving the problems of the urban ocean, foster the public's understanding of coastal ocean and social science. Oh, I'm so sorry, Amalia, this is your slide.
It's all good. We're joined at the hip now, so keep going.
Okay. Recognize opportunities for the blue economy, coastal commerce, and recreation, solicit and fund relevant, innovative science to inform better decision-making and improve the quality of life in coastal regions across Southern California. And I will turn it over to Amalia to continue.
Awesome, thanks, Leon. All right, next slide, please. Great. So moving on to details of the award. This call for proposals focuses on improving regulatory outcomes through greater understanding of the human health risk and ecological risk due to deep ocean DDT plus deposits in the Southern California Bight. Please note how deep ocean DDT plus deposits are defined within this RFP to include ocean disposal sites, other coastal sources, and DDT processes. Up to $5.2 million is available. Project budget should not exceed $2 million, including any indirect costs. However, budgets may exceed $2 million if good cause is provided and the State Water Resources Control Board Deputy Director approves the exceedance. Note that projects can be up to 18 months in duration with an anticipated start date of June 1st, 2023. Multi-institution and highly collaborative proposals are encouraged. And Leon will talk about this a bit more later, but we will also be holding an informal mixer after this webinar to allow attendees to network virtually and perhaps form some new collaborations. Next slide, please. Regarding eligibility, proposals must be submitted by a researcher or faculty employed at a California-based research institution. All lead PIs must have principal investigator status at their institution to be eligible to apply. Note that sub-award co-PIs and collaborators may be located outside of California. If a non-California institution is a sub-award, the lead PI will need to provide a short justification for why contracting work outside the state is necessary. This justification can be included in the scope of work for the subawarded institution. Note that submissions from diverse teams led by early career researchers, women, non-binary, Black, Indigenous, Latin, and other individuals with underrepresented identities are strongly encouraged. The full request for proposal text provides additional detail about how diversity of the project team and efforts of the project team to improve diversity, equity, inclusion are considered in the project's evaluation. Next slide, please. This research will be funded by Senate Bill 154 Budget Act of 2022 to support DDT cleanup near Southern California. Priority research objectives are those that address state water board management priorities and relevant research needs described in Sea Grant's Deep Ocean DDT Plus Research Needs Assessment for the Southern California Bight report. Proposals must address one or more of the priority research objectives outlined in the RFP. And due to the limited availability of funds, researchers are highly encouraged to collaborate on proposals and to utilize archive samples as appropriate. We ask that you refer to the full request for proposals text for the full description of the funding priorities, as we are providing a quick snapshot here. Next slide, please. As quickly, again, funding priorities fall into two major categories. The first is around improving understanding of DDT breakdown compounds and related byproducts in the Southern California Bight environment, particularly projects that include a focus on characterization of DDT plus chemicals and wildlife in the deep ocean basins, and implications of monitoring the broader suite of DDT plus chemicals and how that alters our understanding of the extent and distribution of DDT plus chemicals in the Southern California Bight. Next slide, please. The second major category focuses on assessing the risk of deep ocean DDT plus chemicals to public health and/or wildlife, including aquatic organisms and fish-eating birds. And again, please refer to the full RFP text for more detailed description of those than we can provide here right now. Next slide, please. Regarding the timeline for submission and the funded awards, letters of intent are due by 5 p.m. Pacific time on February 14th in California Sea Grant's online submission portal called Sea Grant. Note that only applicants who submitted a letter of intent are eligible to submit a full proposal. Leon will speak to this in a few slides, but we recommend that all applicants proceed with preparing a full proposal. If for some reason there is a mismatch in the proposal concept and the stated priorities of the RFP, we will contact the project team as soon as possible. Full proposals are due by 5 p.m. Pacific time on March 28th, 2023. We expect to notify applicants of funding status by May 2023, with projects beginning by June 1st, 2023, and all projects must end by November 30th, 2024, with all project invoicing completed by December 31st, 2024. Back to you, Leon.
Thanks, Amalia. So I'm now going to go over the components of the letter of intent and the full proposals. So first, the letter of intent. This is a required step in order to be eligible for submitting the full proposal. The letter of intent is due February 14th by 5 p.m. Pacific time, submitted through Sea Grant. And this 2-page letter must provide some key information, including names of the key personnel and contact information, title of the project, a brief discussion of the proposed research project topic and approach, including what RFP priorities you will be addressing, your project goals, the design and methodology, and the relevance to DDT management needs. We also ask you submit the approximate total funding to be requested and a list of 3 suggested reviewers without a conflict of interest with any of your co-PIs and with expertise to review your proposal. The evaluation for the letter of intent, these are essentially going to be screened for applicability to the funding priorities of the RFP, and we will send you a response acknowledging that we have received your letter of intent. Unless you hear from us, you should expect that you are eligible to write a full proposal. And essentially only if your proposal fall outside of the funding priorities for the RFP would you hear from us saying that you should not submit a full proposal for this opportunity. Okay, so now we are turning to the full proposal stage. So if you submit a letter of intent, you are eligible to submit a full proposal, and only applicants that have submitted a letter of intent will be granted access in the Sea Grant to the full proposal stage. The deadline for the full proposal is March 28th, 5 p.m. Pacific time in Sea Grant. And the formatting guidelines and page limits can be found in the RFP that has been shared multiple times in the chat. So we're just going to give an overview of the different components and highlight some key details that might require a little more time to prepare. First is a signed institutional cover page. So this is essentially a page that summarizes the financial details as well as has some institutional signatures from your research institution. So, and critically, part of that is that there's an institutional representative, likely from your sponsored projects or similar office, who needs to review your proposal and provide a signature for this cover page. And so this may require some additional time for processing with your sponsored projects office, just depending on your research institution and their protocols. So we certainly encourage you to reach out to your sponsored projects office early, let them know that you're applying for this opportunity and that you will need a signature from them by the deadline for the full proposal. And I will show you our template for this when we look at the Excel workbook on a later slide. There is a project summary, I believe of 1,000 characters. The project narrative is really the bulk of the proposal and what you are proposing that you will do. This includes an introduction and background, objectives, project details, outcomes and deliverables, a project timeline, diversity statement, and references. And we did want to highlight this diversity statement because not all groups are familiar or used to putting this together as part of the proposal. And so some example relevant activities that you might propose in your diversity statement include broadening the participation of underrepresented groups and or early career researchers, providing guided research experiences and mentorship to students, as well as supporting research programs with minority serving institutions, and critically developing research partnerships or outreach partnerships with local community-based organizations, tribes, and impacted communities to inform the proposed research design and or locations. We ask for the CVs for the key personnel on the project. The budget and budget justification certainly takes some time to develop, and that is going to be a critical component to have your sponsored projects office be involved in. I do want to note there is no match requirement for this opportunity, which those who apply to Sea Grant funding usually are familiar that we have a match requirement, but because these are state funds, we do not require any match for the budgets here. So I will show you in Sea Grant how you can add collaborators to help you prepare your budget and budget justification inside of our portal. We do request that you provide current and pending support for all your key personnel. Optional, you can provide letters of support. We require a data management plan. We require a statement about California Environmental Quality Act compliance. And those are all of the components. So I am just noting that we have an Excel budget workbook that's linked on the RFP that can help support preparation of your budget and other application components, providing some templates. And so that's what I'm going to give you an overview of now, along with our EC grant, just to help you get an idea of why it's important to utilize these tools early. All right, so got to get to all my right windows. So first, I'm showing the California Sea Grant version of the RFP, but the RFP is also available on the USC Sea Grant, and all of the information should be exactly the same between these two. So you can use either link to look at and apply for this opportunity. So in the funding proposal, or in the proposal instructions section, you can see this section about EC Grant, as well as a link to our portal. That is where you will submit your letter of intent, as well as the full proposal. If you do submit a letter of intent, there's some additional instructions here. So that's an important part to refer to. And then I'll also just note that we have this downloadable Excel workbook, which I'm going to show you now, that has the templates for some of the important elements. So this is what the Excel workbook looks like. We have an application checklist just to help you in preparing your proposal. We have the template for the cover page. And so just note here that we do need signatures from the project leader, any co-PIs, and you can add additional co-PIs if you'd like, and the institutional representative signature as well. So this should be completed for the lead institution, as well as any of the sub-award institutions. There's an example budget worksheet. So this is not how you will submit your final budget. You will submit your budget through EC Grant, but there are some helpful formulas and things in here in case you'd like to prepare your budget offline with your sponsored projects office. You can use this in preparing. We have a template for current and pending support. Many people already have an existing template, so we welcome that as well. And there's also a milestones chart. So we hope that that workbook in general will be useful for you. And then I just want to show you the EC Grant portal. So if you will need to make an account, if you don't already have one with California Sea Grant's EC Grant, once you make an account, you will see any of our open opportunities here. And you just need to scroll down to find California Deep Ocean DDT Research Pre-Proposal and start a proposal by clicking Add Proposal. I'm going to go into one that I already made as a test just to help quicken the time. It does take a little bit of time to create a new proposal for you. Once you're inside this portal, you'll see a series of forms on the left-hand side. These are essentially the different components that you need to complete. And we encourage you both at the letter of intent and full proposal stage to go in, look early, because there may be places where you can fill in information in a form, and there are also places where you just need to upload a PDF. So it helps to see exactly how you're supposed to upload the information early so you can prepare appropriately. Another key button that I think is really helpful to folks is this Manage Collaborators button. So if the lead PI goes in here and creates the proposal, they can then add other collaborators to come in and collaborate with you on the same exact proposal. So this can include your co-PIs, it can include other personnel on your project, as well as your sponsored projects office representative. So this is really important because they can then help you work on your budget inside of EC Grant. They do need to have a California Sea Grant account as well in order for you to be able to search them here. But it's really not, it doesn't take too much time to create an account. And if you are encountering any issues finding someone, just let us know. You can email us at sgproposal@ucsd.edu and we will help you resolve the issue. Okay, I think that's all I really want to show you for EC Grant. So we'll get back to the presentation now. So just to wrap up this full proposal section, The evaluation criteria are as follows. The technical and scientific merit will be evaluated and weighted at 30%. We also evaluate project rationale, 25% weight, management relevance with a 15% weight, qualification of investigators, a 15% weight, diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is 10%, and then the project costs, which is 5%. And the way that these proposals will be reviewed is we are going to recruit a panel of external experts based on the letters of intent that we receive, and they will evaluate each proposal based on these evaluation criteria. So we encourage you to read the details of those evaluation criteria because that is exactly how you will be reviewed in the review process. All right, Amalia, I'm turning it over to you.
Leanne, I think you have this slide and then I'll do the reporting and community engagement.
Oh, okay, got you. All right, so finally, we have the selection criteria. So Sea Grant and the State Water Board shall award in rank order based on the reviewer scores, unless the proposal is justified to be selected out of rank order based on one or more of the following factors. So that includes availability of funding, balance or distribution of funds, duplication of other projects funded or considered for funding, program priorities and policy factors, the applicant's prior award performance, and then finally addressing the goals of the diversity statement outlined in the project narrative requirements. And we're happy to answer any additional questions about that.
Great, thanks, Leon. All right, so regarding reporting to water boards and to the public, successful applicants will be expected to stay in communication with the funding agencies concerning any project delays or other issues, especially since this is time-sensitive funds. So we really ask for close communication and thoughtfulness regarding timelines. Every 6 months, funded PIs will submit a detailed progress report and then a final report at the conclusion of the project. Sea Grant will work to make this reporting guidance as clear and helpful as possible for funded proposals. And additionally, each funded project team will be presenting research progress in up to 3 public meetings that will be organized and facilitated by Sea Grant. And finally, all PIs will need to upload all water quality data at the conclusion of the project to the California Environmental Data Exchange Network. Next slide, please. Again, today's webinar and Q&A session is being recorded and will be available on the USC and California Sea Grant program websites within the next day or so for your reference. And that concludes our presentation. And we're happy to open it up for questions. Again, please use the Zoom Q&A feature to enter your questions, and our team is happy to field those. We also have Emily and Michelle here as well. Thank you for your attention.